few things that I got from a friend. She sent me some seeds from her place in order to have for the gathering, which was jungle peanuts, and we're going to have a few of those. Then she sent some moringa, and I'm not showing that. I did show pictures of the seeds that she sent in the the pots on Instagram, and yeah, hey, and I'm talking about you, aren't I? So, one thing I did, showing the books. This is like just awesome, awesome, awesome for me because I got these books from Jen a couple of days ago, and I am reading, literally reading cookbooks, y'all. This one is called Log Cabin Cooking. This one, Cherokee Cook Lore to make Cherokee Cook Lore to make my bread. These are some awesome recipes. I had seen this book before. I just had not read them, and it's really, really good. But my favorite, this one right here, American Cookery by Amelia Simmons. Okay, this lady wrote this book back in 1796, and she was an orphan. And the words are something we just don't use nowadays, guys. This is like, you can order it online, and I'll try to think and put an Amazon link below. There's people on the internet that do nothing but cook out of this book. She doesn't give you the directions exactly on how to cook. And that's what I found was strange until I got thinking about it. In 1796, hey guys, I can't really read from the distance, so you're going to have to, if I see some comments, I'll try to catch them, but you know, I may not. I've got this set up where I'm not holding it. I can see like Southern Art, Backwood Raised, Jen at the Nut House, Future Dreams to Reality. I can see a few of you guys from a distance. I can kind of tell. But I would have to sit up like this and get all in your face and stuff, you know, in order to. And am I buffering really, really bad? That may be an issue. It's always the music will. Hello. But on this book, I was reading just the introduction, I guess you would say, and it shows it this way. This is the original writing, the way she wrote it, or it was actually the way it was typed back in the day, because they had a printing press. But when it gives you directions on a cake, it gives you her version and the version now. This is the way they type now. This is the way the type was written then. And so you have a replica of the book with our modern type so you can read it better, because the S's look like F's in there. That's the way they did back then. And y'all, if this is buffering so bad, I may have to just shut it off. I was thinking maybe it would work pretty decent. If it's not, because I am on my phone and I am trying to piggyback off the internet, and sometimes that doesn't work. Some people are saying no buffering, and some say every once in a while. I don't know. One of the words she uses, and it's called V-I-A-N-D-S. I don't know if it's viands or viands, but she's talking about food or meat in particular lots of times. And she tells you that the female meat is usually the tenderest. I didn't know that. Danny knew that. Danny knows everything, y'all. I can just say. But the female of any breed of any animal is usually the tenderest, and I didn't know that. I was thinking, you know, it was kind of weird to me. Then she tells that, let's see, what do they call it? Fowl. I don't know if I can find the word right quick, because it's not coming to me. What was it called? It's like trash. Y'all, when I'm looking for something, it won't come to me. But anyway, she's talking about wild animals versus domesticated animals. And the word she uses for domesticated animals makes it sound like they're not good, in my opinion. That's what I was thinking when I read it. And I was wondering why she called it that. And they were all used to wild game. I mean, the pheasants, whatever they found here at the time, all this was wild. They didn't have domesticated chickens and rabbits and things like that as much. I mean, she even mentions sometimes about domesticated rabbits, I believe, in one of these books. Now, I may get them all mixed up if I don't watch. Talks about the domesticated animals would be a good thing. I think rabbits, they were talking about that, if they could ever domesticate them and grow them because of the rapid rate. But, y'all, it's just crazy. She uses emptyins. I asked people on Instagram, did they know what emptyins was, or emptins? I'm not sure how they said it, emptins maybe? That's pretty cool. It was from making beer or wine, and they used the skimmings or what they had left, the drugs in the dregs or whatever you want to call it in the bottom. They used that for their breads and all that kind of stuff to make them rise. Now we use sourdough and things like that. And I have a cake recipe I'm going to be putting up shortly that's going to show you how to make a cake. Not with emptyins though, because I don't have any. But with without any butter, without any baking powder, without any baking soda, anything like that, I made a cake. And it was the best cake ever. I'm not lying to you. Danny and I love that cake. And I made it gluten-free. I even tweaked the recipe. So we're going to do that before long. The cake recipe only has 4 ingredients. And you have those 4 ingredients on hand all the time, usually. And I thought it was just really, really awesome. I was trying to do a video talking about my flour and stuff like that. And I use almond flour. Okay, a lot of people say that's really, really expensive. They wouldn't use it. But let me explain why and how I get my costs down on almond flour. Danny can't eat gluten. It causes all kinds of stomach issues. So we have tried the rice flour, the bean flour, and all kinds of things, and he still has issues with most of that. When we got to the almond flour, he has handled that really, really well. But in town, if we buy it, it's $9 to $12 a pound for almond flour. It's really expensive. Yeah, everybody's wanting me to make that cake. I made it and I've got it. I just hadn't got the video done. I'm hoping either Monday or sometime on Deep South or on Crazy Days. Not sure which one it'll go up on. But the almond flour I order from imanut.com. Or I'm a nut, I guess I'm a nut on Amazon. That's where I order it from. And I get 25 pounds for, hey, North Dakota Pink. I get 25 pounds for $135. With everything going on, it taxes, and I don't know if it's taxes, whatever I have to pay, I end up around $5.50 a pound for almond flour. In town, it's $9 to $12, so half price for almond flour. So that's the way I afford almond flour. Still, you could get regular wheat flour or something under $5 a pound. I get that. But if you can't eat it, you can't eat it. So that's why I order mine in bulk and repackage. And with the humidity and stuff here, we cannot leave it out. I have to keep it in the freezer. I have about 10 or 12 packs in gallon bags in my freezer now. And I ordered because baking powder, I didn't know, okay, what is in baking powder? That was another one of my questions. And last month I got to researching that. And 7D Farm did a video last week. She beat me to it. I didn't know she was going to do that. But on how to make baking powder. And when I ordered my almond flour 2 weeks ago, I ordered the cream of tartar. Because the little bitty things of cream of tartar like $3 or $3.49, I think I saw them in the store. I ordered a 2-pound bag of cream of tartar, and it's organic, and it was 18 something, 18.95 I think. So you can take 1 2-pound bag of cream of tartar and 1 pound box of baking soda and have baking powder for a long time. It'll last you a pretty good while. And it comes out to be less than $1, less than $1, I forgot, less than $1 a pound, I think is the way I figured it. No, not less than $1. That didn't even make sense. I was figuring it with the little one, like $3.49. It's 1.5 ounces for $3.49. So less than $1 an ounce is what I was figuring. So that's how I worked it. I'm like Tara and Mike with this math thing. We're getting all off on math. We're not going to do the math, y'all. I did it the other day and just take my word for it. Hey, bee lady. And Kelly and Scratch. Hey, girl. So I even wanted to know, even though I went back and looked at cream of tartar and with the baking soda, what if I didn't have those? You know, what if you don't have them? What did you do? So they did use, lots of times they had baking soda, and I don't even know why, but they had baking soda. So they would add some buttermilk, soured milk, lemon juice, yogurt, any of that to the baking soda to make what they needed. But I wasn't satisfied with that either, guys. I decided, yeah, Jen, I'm storing them separately. I vacuum sealed both of them for future use. And yeah, you don't want to go ahead and mix them up because it will clump, I think. So yeah, that's a good point. Store the cream of tartar and the baking soda separately. But I wasn't satisfied with that. What if I don't have that? So I went further back, and that's where I found they use sourdough, and they use the Emptins from this book. This told me that. I didn't know that till a couple of days ago. And I was still kind of wondering, what did they do if they didn't have that? They used eggs. You ever seen Grandma's recipe? Or great-grandma's for some of you, or great-great-grandma's for some of you that are under 20. Those recipes call for 12, 14 eggs, 18 eggs, and you wonder why. And then it called for beating the eggs separately. Nowadays, we take and dump the cake mix in, dump a couple of eggs, a little butter, a little milk or water, turn the mixer on high, mix it all together, and voila, you got a real fluffy cake. But Grandma's recipe called for 12 to 18 eggs, 2 or 3 pounds of sugar, 5 pounds of flour. I mean, these recipes are outrageous. I don't know what they cooked them in. I promise you, I really don't know what she cooked these cakes in. They had to have a pan that was this big around to get that cake in it. But they mixed together the eggs. Usually the egg whites and egg yolks were separate. And when they separated the two, they sat and beat the egg whites until they're fluffy. Okay, if you hand beat those egg whites, it's going to take you a while. I used the mixer. It took me, I think, more than 5 minutes with a mixer. It was at least 5 minutes beating. I didn't time it. I just know it took a long time because I just turned it on, let it sit there until it got to the point I needed it. So egg whites was one of the ways that that you got your cakes fluffy. So I'm going to show you my 4-ingredient cake in the next couple of days. Show you that it's only 4 ingredients that you have. It's moist. It's good. We loved it. And I used vanilla it's pure vanilla that Jen sent me from Mexico. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I don't know. Maybe it's the vanilla that made it taste so good. Who knows? But that thing was awesome. So I'm just having to brag on my cake a little bit. And the only problem, it failed. I opened the oven right before I should have, and it did fall some, but still, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to bump you. But it was a good cake. So some of you are having a lot of buffering, so I'm going to get off of here. I just thought I would jump on, tell you about these. I will try to put these 3 cookbooks in the link below if I can right quick, where you can order them. Keep up with them because I guarantee you, I'm going to be talking about these cookbooks. I'm going to be tweaking recipes in here off and on, because I'm not one to take a recipe and just make the recipe. I always tweak it a little bit. And that's my thing. I like to tweak recipes. I like to see if I can make it taste halfway good by using something a touch different. And one other thing. I made a pie today. It's not really a pie. It's more like you're going to have to dip it out with a spoon type thing. But I had a graham cracker crust that I hadn't used. I bought it back, maybe a month ago. I'm sorry, not 3 months ago. A month ago when we were having a lot of company and I was going to use it and I didn't use it then. And so Danny doesn't eat graham cracker crust and I didn't make anything with it. It's been sitting in there and I didn't want it to ruin. So I decided, what can I do with it? So just to show you, you can use anything to make something to eat. I took the graham cracker crust. I had about 3/4 of a package of cream cheese. I added about not quite a cup of powdered sugar, mixed it up really, really well. And I went to the cellar. We had huckleberry jam from 2015. That's 2.5 years ago. I brought my jam up, whipped it up into the into the cream cheese mixture, poured it over in my pie crust and put it in the fridge. Now it doesn't set like a pie, but you can dip it out with a spoon. It's awesome. You've got your graham cracker, your cream cheese, and your huckleberries, which is like a blueberry for those of y'all that don't know what a huckleberry is. They grow wild here. And it's pretty awesome. So I had a pie. So you can use your jams and jellies to make pies, cakes, anything like that. Old jams and jellies are perfect for adding into something else and make a new dessert out of. One thing I do remember, my granny, she would make what we called a jelly cake. She would make the cakes in those round, you remember the little round 8 or 9 inch, about this thick pie pans? She would make like 4 of those. And then she would layer in between with jelly and then put jelly on top. And y'all, that was one of the best cakes I ever had. I don't know why I don't make them, but I guess because I just don't make cakes fancy anymore. And that to us was a fancy cake, to have a jelly cake. So guys, just use what you got. Try to think of ways to use old canned goods and turn it into something new, like my jam cake, my jelly cake, or whatever. To make filled cookie bars. Yes, that's an awesome idea. Something like a Fig Newton, maybe, or something. Put them in cupcakes. Hey, you can make you a cupcake and stick it in, cut the hole in the top of your cupcake and stick jelly down in it. Works. Anything like that. But guys, I'm going to get off. Been on here. We're going to be on live tonight. Oh, thank you guys. Y'all see my Deep South shirt? This is the Deep South shirt. It feels so good. Crazy Days shirts. I think you can still order them. The deadline was yesterday, but they usually leave it open for a few days in case somebody missed a Crazy Days shirt and you want one. I try to make sure the link is in the description below. Let's see, what else? We go live tonight. That's where I was headed. Live tonight, Deep South Homestead, 8 p.m. Central. Join us there. Got a lot to do with the gathering, which I need to mention the gathering, I guess, but we'll mention it tonight. We're going to be talking about planting and the gathering, and seemed like there's something else I forgot. There's 2 or 3 little things that we wanted to talk about, but the gathering in particular, and the gathering is going to be here, Stone County, Mississippi, at the Stone County Fairgrounds, March 11th. We would love for all to come visit with us, 10 to 5. It's bring food, potluck, have fun. Giant. I'm talking, I don't know how many seeds we're going to have, guys. I'm sitting here now counting out seeds. That's what I'm fixing to get back to doing. People have sent seeds for us to give away, so I'm putting them in smaller packages so more people get seeds. Everybody at this gathering should go away with some seeds to plant. If you don't, it's your own fault. I promise you. We've got Dirt Patch Heaven coming in. Her and Danny going to talk a little bit about North versus South and planting differences. We've got Tommy Alderman. Freedom Acres going to talk a little bit about what it is to kind of be on a budget as a single mom and how to get started planting and things like that. We've got Homestead Mama going to tell you some of the benefits, I guess you might say, of being able to eat your own food. We have Living on a Dime. Tara's going to be talking about frugal living in town. She lives in town. She doesn't garden a lot. She gardens some, but finding those bargains. Tara is a bargain hunter. And I'm going to put her Living on a Dime cookbook because I found she's got one of the best cookbooks out there, guys, on frugal meals. It just tells you how to do a whole lot of stuff. Probably everybody keeps saying, can I do a cookbook on this? Can I do this cookbook that Tara has, Dining on a Dime, is really good on frugal stuff. Really, really, really good. And I've tweaked a few of her recipes, and she's okay with me tweaking them. And I'm probably going to tweak some more. And when I do, I promote her cookbook and put it in the descriptions. You guys order one, she would appreciate it. And let's see, who else? Seem like I'm missing somebody. Homestead Mama, Living on Dime, Dirt Patch Heaven, Alderman's, Freedom Acres, Jen at the Nut House. My JM at the Nut House here is going to be with us. She's coming in, staying a few days with Danny and I. And guys, if y'all have not met this woman, you want to meet her. She's adorable. She's a world of knowledge. She hides behind that little wrench back there all the time. But if she was sitting here with me and I could get her to talk to you forever, she's just wonderful. So we're looking forward to her telling you a little bit about moringa. And we're going to be hoping to give away some moringa plants if I can get them started. She's going to walk me through this because she's my moringa expert. And we're going to see if we can get some started. We're going to be giving some away, may have some to sell. Probably have some moringa seeds for sale. So if you're interested, you let us know. And Southern Art Homestead, yes, there's a lot of little channels that I keep forgetting because there's so many of them. Southern Art Homestead, Backwoods Raised, Florida Singularity, Two Family Homestead, Out of Goshen. We just found out this week Out of Goshen's planning on. These people, there's 6 kids. Now, I had 5, so one more wouldn't have made a difference. But they have 6 kids. So Out of Goshen's going to be there. Scratch Made Homestead. Gosh, guys, there's so many. I've got a list of about 25 or 30 different channels. Some of them have content, some of them don't. Some of them have minor content, some of them have lots of content. So you're going to get to meet lots and lots and lots of people. So I know I'm forgetting people, and I'm sorry, but you guys come March 11th. Enjoy the day with us. We're going to have fun. We're going to eat, and we're going to talk a little bit. We're bringing some house tools. We're bringing dehydrator, the juicer steamer, whatever, canning things. We're giving away a canner. Hey, we've got somebody donated a canner. We're going to be, it's a pressure canner, I believe. We're going to be giving that away. So lots and lots of things. And oh, one thing I want to tell you guys, I did a review on the Echo Wash, the Echo Spin. Unless you really, really need those, I did the review. I tried not to be totally negative, but those are not for people that do laundry on a regular basis, okay? I hope you got that out of that video. I did it for a review for the company, and I did not want to be totally ugly, but those are not something you want to do laundry every day with. They're only if you need it in a bind. I hope that came through in the video because I wouldn't want people buying something thinking I promoted something that they could wash laundry every day with. So I wanted to mention that right now while I'm on my channel. Hopefully you guys got that from the video. They are good. The spinner, so a lot of people say it looks like a giant salad spinner. Yeah, basically. It will spin your clothes. It will spin the water out enough that you don't have to hand wring. I have bad wrist. It doesn't work. I can't hand wring anything. The washer, you would be better off with a bucket, and just in my opinion. A bucket works just as well, but this washer does work. It does work. It does, you know, I get that, but you have to dump water out, rinse, dump water out, rinse. But I just wanted to say that because that was one of the hardest reviews I've ever had to do. And so I just wanted you to know it's a fun review, but it was tough. It's tough to review out products, so especially when you have as many issues as I did with the product. It wasn't that it didn't work. Don't get me wrong. It did do what it's supposed to do. You just don't want to use it on a lot of laundry. It didn't fit under my cabinets. It didn't suction down to anything but a smooth surface. When I put it on a smooth surface that wasn't stable, it rocked bad, because once you get water and clothes in something, it's going to rock, guys. It's just going to move. I promise you. So, and it is a lot of work. If you do off-grid laundry, let me tell you, go to Rain Country. Rain Country has the best setup for off-grid laundry I've ever seen. And if Danny and I have to do off-grid laundry, he's going to be copying Patrick's setup to make me a laundry bin, because I don't want to do this. An old wringer, yes. That's what I would have. Rain Country has like an old wringer and 2 of the old buckets, and Patrick did like the best setup there. Awesome. So if you're planning on doing laundry all the time, at least get a rub board, something like that. Like one lady told me, she said a rock would have been better. Yeah, you probably could have got more of the dirt out with the rock. But this works if you need it. Just wanted to say that because I didn't want anybody to get the wrong impression. When I do reviews, I don't want to be negative, but I want to tell people the truth about a product. It does work, but only in a minor situation. I would with undies and stuff, and I tried to bring that across. Okay, guys, I see there's so many of y'all, but I'm going to go now because I keep saying that, and I keep thinking of things. Tonight, we're going to talk gardening. We're going to talk the gathering and whatever else pops into Danny's head. Y'all know that. We'll see y'all there. And hopefully all of you will be there. Thank you guys for stopping by, and thank you, moderators. We'll talk to you later.